4 countries in Latin America, and we'd love for you to short answers because you know we have 5 minutes. Dominican Republic. Do you think that the actual government for the Dominican Republic is racist? Yes or no?
The actual government of the Dominican Republic? No. We have concerns about the treatment of Haitian population, but the government, no.
But then, Mr. Secretary, you have told the African Americans in this country not to travel to the island, and that happened last November.
We had a security concern, and my number one responsibility, besides looking out for my own people, is looking out for Americans. We worked with the government of the Dominican Republic repeatedly, well in advance of putting that notice out, to try to address the concerns that had been raised. But we got to a point where we felt it was important to make sure that people could look out for their safety and
you to put a
security.
travel ban and affect their economy, tourism specifically, you need to have some proof, and Chairman McCall and myself, we've asked the State Department to provide that proof, and you have not provided any. So, having said that, you have the power to retract that ban. Are you planning to do that anytime soon?
We will do it on based
When?
on the facts. I can't know.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. The fact, we have been asking for you to prove to us, Chairman McCall and myself, to provide the evidence that proves that the Dominican Republic government is affecting African Americans, and you guys have not provided anything.
We'll look to see what information we have that we
You don't have
share.
any because I've been asking you, and you have not provided. Meaning
Again,
your
these
department.
determinations are made, and we worked with the government of the Dominican Republic to try to
By
address
when
them
do you think
before.
that you will make a decision whether to keep the ban or to retract?
It depends entirely on the facts, whether
There are no
steps
facts.
Well, there are
So,
facts.
okay, why
because
don't we
the
do
decision
something?
was made
Why
on that.
don't you then provide to Chairman McCall and myself the facts that prove to you, to the State Department, that the Dominican Republic is really affecting African Americans?
By the way, it's also not a travel ban. It's an alert.
Yeah,
An alert
listen,
means
it's
people
the
should-
same effect, my friend.
Well,
it's affecting a lot of.
There were
affecting
multiple cases of concern, which I'll make sure we share with you.
Please do. Could you please share that with us? Could you commit that
We
you're
will
gonna
share the
the
cases
proof?
of concern that
Thank you.
raised this.
Let's go to Cuba. There are rumors that the United States is preparing to remove Cuba from the list of terrorist states. That would mean that the Cuban regime would then have a series of more ability to borrow money, to gain oxygen for the repressive apparatus. Is the State Department planning to remove Cuba from the list of terrorist states? Yes or no?
We are not planning to remove them from the list.
Good.
Let me just be very clear.
Yes.
For the sake of clarity. As you know, there is no automatic or required review. There are a number of members who've been interested in this question. The law provides very clear criteria to rescind designations. There is an extremely high bar to do that.
So do you think that up to this hour, Cuba has met or not met that high bar?
As we speak, it clearly is not.
Good. So that means that you commit right now in public under oath that the State Department is not planning to remove Cuba from the list of terrorist states.
What I commit to is if there is to be such a review, it will be based on the law and based on the criteria in the law established by Congress. And as I said, it's a very high bar.
Good. So then I interpret that you are not thinking about doing that in the near future. Thank you. Now let's go to Argentina. You know that there is a Chinese military satellite station in Argentina. Chinese military satellite station. That sounds really scary. You know, because I'm sure that the Chinese are not looking at the stars. All right. So last month, your assistant secretary told me that he had never heard of it. And we're talking about the size of 500 football fields in Patagonia. So in 2019, I mean, that's a few years ago, the Pentagon said that that base was a threat. No kidding. It's a Chinese military satellite station in our hemisphere. Do you know anything about it?
I'm happy to follow up with you on that.
What do you mean?
Of course, I was not here in 2019, so I'm not aware of what was said.
No, I understand, but you are now the head of the State Department,
so
and we're talking about a satellite station right there next to us in this same hemisphere.
So we're focused around the world, including in our own hemisphere, on any concerns that we have about the placement of...
Sir, I'm asking you, have you spoken with the Argentinians? Because you know something, the Argentinians cannot even walk into that. Could you imagine having a Chinese military satellite station in Argentina and the Argentinian government cannot even visit it? What do you think the Chinese are doing?
I welcome following up with you.
So what can we do about this?
I welcome following up with you. Thank you.
Say that again, sir.
I welcome following up with you on that.
Please do. Thank you, sir. I think my time has expired to your benefit. Thanks.